It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. Let's go. I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all want to ring. Yeah, we all want to be free.
Welcome back to Lions Nation Unite, where we talking all things Detroit Lions. Big smile on the face because of the Bradbury pickup. I'm still smiling from head to toe. The Detroit Lions making moves, money moves by our man Brad Holmes, the GM wizard, bringing our team from nothing garbage from Quinn all the way till now to a good football team. So we're going to talk about the latest in Lions free agency. We're going to talk about some mock drafts. I think it's absolutely ludicrous. And then we're just going to get to you and do some Q&A, talk some Detroit Lions. If something happens regarding a move, we will talk about it because I got my news thing up here, so it'll let me know if something happens. But we got Weston, Lisa, Craig, Man Bear Pig. We got Bobo. We have Jamie Ward, Brian, Phillip, all in the building. Chrome, Mofo, Giovanni, Vash Darwin, Alan, Brian, Casey, B. Taylor, the real B. Taylor, Rajo Guardo, Peaceful Truth, Jordy Grit, Altonio, Haters House, Comeback Sack, love the name, Hunter Carpenter, all in the building right now, and John Kapler, Jeff Otten, Brent Stack, all in the building. Holy smokes, we coming in here fast, man. We coming in here crazy. So if you've been living under a rock that was in the depths of hell, maybe you don't know that the Lions signed C.J. Gardner-Johnson, a fantastic pick. My God, I can't tell you how good of a pick it is to get C.J. Gardner-Johnson on this defense. This defense, this secondary was booty cheeks coming into this year. It's been terrible for years. A long time of terrible. So what does Brad Holmes do? He says, enough of this garbage. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign some players. We get Cameron Sutton. A lot of people happy like myself. Yes, that's a start in the right direction. They get Emmanuel Mosley. What? Okay, I see you now. I see you. Then we get C.J. Gardner-Johnson to put him in this secondary with Kirby Joseph, Tracy Walker, with the guys we just mentioned. This is a turnover machine defense. We just get interceptions here in Detroit. And that is the way you win football games, is turnovers. We got C.J. Gardner, who had 6, tied for first. Kirby Joseph had 4 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries. Cameron Sutton, 3. Manuel Mosley, he had 1 with only 5 games. We're getting turnovers here. A lot of turnovers. I love what we're doing. We're live, by the way, on Facebook as well as Twitter, on YouTube, of course. And that's amazing. So if you are in Facebook, if you comment, you should be able to, it should pop up here. If you're on Twitter, I think it's at Lions Nation Unite, then the comment will come up. So if you're watching either one of those, you get to do it. But it is Chark week. I did not disclude Okudah or Jerry Jacobs. Those were the guys we already have. But their corners. The problem is you can only have so many corners to play. You can only have some corners to play. So I don't know what's going to happen with Okudah. He seems to be the odd man out right now. But Jerry Jacobs, he's done a good job, and I think he'll see some playing time for sure. But Okudah, I don't know what's going on with this, guys. What's going on, Donovan? How happy are you, or grade the signing of C.J. Gardner-Johnson, A, B, C, D, or F? If you say F, you're on crack cocaine or you're not a Lions fan. If you say anything else, I feel you. But I got to give this one an A. We see it says Facebook user in the building, and it says show. That's all it does. It's show. But we got A plus by Hunter. We're going in. He's going in crazy. A, sign me up. A. We got A plus Right now, all Lions fans in the building. Can I get an A plus plus plus? Can I get an A plus 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 plus? Right now we're an A plus. Right now we got an A plus 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 plus. All the way down to a B by Bryce S. He says, hold the phone. We're not going that crazy. B plus by Donovan B. So Donovan B likes the B. B Rabbit here. We got a plus 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 plus. A minus A plus plus. BB. It's a one-year deal. Yeah, again, if he does good, you re-sign him. If we don't want to pay the money, you just draft his replacement. I'm in recovery. Grit! What the heck, Grit? Facebook user popped up here as nothing. Sylvester the Cat. I don't know what's going on with Sylvester the Cat, but I love the signing right now. And this secondary is much improved. I think with the secondary improved, the Lions defense could be mid right now. And then you look at pick 6. I feel like they're going to go defensive line. You feel it. You feel like they're going to go get linebacker in round 2 or maybe at 18. If that's the case, this defense can make a significant jump from 32. I dare say 10-ish defense. Could the Lions go to 10? I think they could. I could think they could take a magnificent bounce. Because of the turnovers, because of the secondary. We'll definitely get a receiver for sure. We're going to get everything, Philip. You got it. Hold on, Mrs. Choking. Don't choke. We better not draft a defensive back in this year's draft. We could draft one. It doesn't have to be the first, at 6 or 18. It doesn't have to be in the second round. It could be third round. It could be fifth round. It could be sixth round. A developmental guy. Yeah, I have no problem with developmental guy. But I don't think the urgency to get a DB at 6. I don't think they're going DB at 6. I don't think they're going cornerback at 6. I kind of threw it off my board, in all honesty. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I think it's off the board. 18, it just depends who's there, but probably unlikely now that they go that in the second round. You could see it for sure. It just really depends. At 6, though, what do you guys want to have? Who do you guys want the Lions to pick at 6? Or you like me? We got Turner Burley. Facebook, this defense has potential to be the best Lions defense of all times. Damn, now that's saying something. That's saying something, my guy. That is saying something. We did have pretty good defense, 2014 ranked 2, right? So, look, as long as we ain't, I think we could be top 15 for sure. But I see Carter, Clancy, Carter, trade back. See, I'm on the trade back or up. I'm on the trade bandwagon. We got Clancy, Carter, Will Anderson, Carter, linebacker at 6. Holy moly. Let's see. We got Carter, Anderson. So what I'm seeing for the fan base, and I agree with you 110% plus another percent. Let's make it 111. That defensive tackle is a major need, whether it be Kalijah Kancey, or if they decide to get Jalen Carter and take the risk on him. I don't know if they're going to do that. Personally, I don't think they're going to take a risk on Jalen Carter. I would do it, but them is a whole different story. But I'm with you. Man. You get a Kalijah Kancey, could you get an 18? I think he'll be there at 18. For sure. Or if you trade out of 6, say with the Tennessee Titans, wink, wink, maybe get an extra first-round pick in 2024, you can get Kalijah Kancey right there. And then at 18, you go BPA or wherever you want to go. But we have options. What this free agency has shown you, Marcus and Phillip and Vash and Weston and Craig, Mofo, Hunter, and Real Me, is they have options in this year's draft. They could go any different way. I've been really good in the mock drafts. I haven't messed up on a first round pick for the Lions in a long time. Okay. I have no idea what they're going to do with this one. I'm going to F this one up in my final mock draft. One pride, baby. Absolutely. I'm going to screw this one up. I'm telling you right now, because I don't know what they're going to do at 6 or 18. So when I do my final mock draft, just take it with an absolute grain of salt because I don't know what they're going to do. Brad Holmes really made it to where it's difficult. Folks, we got 150 ability with only 39 likes. How is that possible? Smash that like button. Let's get to 50 likes. That's 11 more. 11 more. DJ Chark. What's going on with DJ Chark, folks? I want to know what's going on with Charknado. Chark Week. At some point, he's got to make a decision. The Lions did offer him a contract. We don't know what the contract is. I'm sure the Panthers, they may have done that as well. Those are the two teams involved. Lions and Panthers. If Chark wants to be a number 1/number 2, Carolina. If he wants to be with the winner, you come to Detroit. Come to Detroit. Do you guys want Chark back? Y for yes, and for no. Blow up the comment section. Spam it with Y's and N's. Spam it with Y's and N's. I'm saying yes. I want him back. I thought him and Jared Goff did great. But it's not the end all be all. We got why, all whys. Lisa even says why. Why? No Hunter. Why? What is up, man? Late. Why? 2 ends. So right now, like 95% yes. We got a maybe there. We got a why. Chark is going elsewhere. He says no. Why? No. Why? And N Hunter. I'm with you. I would like to bring him back. We got the money. All right, folks. We got $17.86 million in cap space. Approximately $13 million is going to go to the draft picks, 1 through 6 rounds. Okay, so we got the money. So should the Detroit Lions re-sign him back? And the reason why I say I would like him to come back, and the absolute reason why is because I feel like he's done such a good job with this offense with him and Jared Goff and Johnson, everything. The offense was playing at a high freaking level. And we got 3 people in Facebook. That's more than 2 and more than 1. And I love it. I love seeing the Facebookers. We're trying to make Facebook go up. So if you are not on Facebook and you're on YouTube or you're on Twitter, or you're on somewhere else listed as somehow, you did some Google thing, some crazy move, you need to go to Facebook and join Lions Nation Night. 10.5 million, Trent Miller, 10 million. I say, and if you look at Spot Track, 9.5 is what the asking is for DJ Chark. 3-year, 9.5 million. I don't mind that. With that said, here's the other part. Say the Lions say, you know what? We're not doing DJ Chark back. We're going to go ahead, let Chark go. You're probably going to get a comp pick next year, by the way. But at 18, could the Lions take a wide receiver? Could they take a wide receiver at 18 or at 48, round 2, or 55 at round 2? Yeah, they could. They absolutely could, because the needs for this team... Yeah, combat sack, but you got to understand, he was injured a lot of that. If you look at after the Thanksgiving Day game, him and Jared Goff were really doing good. They were on target. So it's a betting that he can come in there. Yeah, you look at the number, instantly that's garbage. That's not the whole story. Quentin Johnson at 18. Would you do it? I don't know about you, but with the lease, if we don't do DJ Chark, you get Jared Goff. He already has Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams last year, and Quentin Johnson, big wide receiver. Dang, that is a young, dynamic wide receiver group. That's young. It absolutely is. 100%. That would be nasty. It would be absolutely ruthless for the NFC North. I'm saying, YouTube, feed better. Yeah, Philip, I see you. I feel you. I'm a YouTuber, man. That's what it is. Does Brian Hillble? Yeah, no, he's not. He's not, but it would be enticing. So if the Lions, though, if they don't bring Chark back, I would expect them to draft a wide receiver. And before free agency, I would have said round 5 or 6. That's where they're going to go with it. With that said, if Chark leaves, and now with free agency with all the DBs they pick, they could go wide receiver early. They absolutely could. Not saying 6, but at 18 starting. Yeah, he a big dude. Quentin Johnston is a big mofro and who can run. 6'3", 6'4", around that there, and he runs a 4.3. Okay, that is hard to duplicate. Absolutely hard to duplicate. We got a Facebook says, I'm hitting you up on Facebook. Facebook there, Lions Nation Unite, baby. Lions Nation Unite. It's where you want to be. Be there or don't. But you do want to be there. Did you say my name? Yo, no, I say your name. I say your name all the time. There's other wide receivers that we can look at. But in and when DJ Chark makes his decision, whether it's Detroit or elsewhere, if he leaves elsewhere, I am going to do a video for Lions Nation Unite where we'll do maybe the top 10 options to replace DJ Chark, and that will be primarily in the NFL draft, maybe a couple free agents, but I would suggest the NFL draft would be where to go. So we're still on DJ Chark watch. We're still on DJ Chark week right now. And once he makes his decision, I mean, literally, that's all. I'm literally on this feed just waiting for DJ Chark, because that's really the last big one in free agency. And then we can kind of refocus towards the NFL draft. But it is a big deal for us to know what's going on there. Backup quarterback, QB2. We still have not signed one. I still think it's going to be a player like a Teddy Bridgewater. They are going to draft a quarterback in the draft, but they are going to pick up a free agent quarterback as well. They are probably being really fickle with the money, and I love it. Be fickle. Have these guys go absolutely nuts around the NFL and pay big money to a backup. I'm not wanting to pay big money to a backup. A couple million, to there. I'll do that. I'll wait for it. So we're waiting for that. He says, laugh at my A off, no to Teddy. Well, that's the options out there. You got Teddy. There's some other players out there. You get Tim Boyle. You love him. David Blau's off the market. He went and signed with Arizona Cardinals, re-signed with them. We can go ahead and try to get, maybe they want to trade for a quarterback over there for Matt Corral, who's I heard was on the trade block, Carolina. I don't really want to do that right now. You could. Maybe you just want to send like a 6th-round pick. That would be your backup. But if you're going to go young, I think the NFL draft is where to go young. And Hooker is an option. Would you guys draft Malik Hooker in round 2? Let me know in the comment section why for yes and for no. I would. I think Malik Hooker is a really good quarterback. And he is a first-round prospect, but due to the injury, he got shoved down, and I think he could fall to 55. That would be not Malik Hooker. I'm sorry, Hendon Hooker. I get Malik Hooker and the safety mixed up with Hendon Hooker. I would do Hendon Hooker. And Brissett's gone in round 2. Absolutely, I would. He is the most accurate quarterback in the draft. 70% completion percentage. The only reason he's dropping is because he got injured, and he's 25 years old. 25. Because he had an extra year over there in college. Maz would love you. Well, look, for a 2nd-round pick, look, we got Levi and Uzurike in a 2nd round, right? How much has he done anything for this football team? At least when you get a Hendon Hooker, when he's healthy, should be good to go. You got a reliable backup who could develop, and guess what? If he does good, you can trade him away if you want to keep Goff, or the other way around. I mean, that's the way it is. In the 2nd round, it kind of solidifies that. You need to draft him no later than 55. He'll be gone before I think 55, 2nd round's his spot. 3rd round, I think he'll be gone by then. But yeah, Hendon Hooker would be an option there. But if you're like, you know what, I don't want to do that. How about Dorian Thompson-Robinson in the 5th round? I like that. Jake Haener, 5th round. There are some other quarterbacks, too, you could get in the 5th or 6th round to help this team out. And I like those guys. I like those 2 a lot for the later round quarterbacks. They're raw, absolutely. Tanner McKee is going to probably be, I've seen mocks where he's in the 2nd round. It's going to be interesting where he goes because I have no idea. He's all over the place. I've seen mocks 2nd round. I see him in the 3rd round. I see him late in the 1st round. His is really hard to grasp. Mason Rudolph, David, yes, he is available too. Yeah, Torian Tops. You'd have to just put DTR, man. I don't know how you'd fit his name on there. It has to be like 11 font right there. Stetson, okay. So, but there's other quarterbacks backup role that you can have for the cheap. And I think that's what's really good, too. If you're wanting to get a quarterback on the cheap, 5th, 6th round's not going to cost you. It's going to cost you butt cheeks, nothing. So you can just turn around, get your QB for the cheap, good to go. Clayton Tune, do like him as well. Max Duggan, I do like his mobility. I don't know how well he's going to translate with his passing ability, but yeah, I could take him in the 6th round too. He is a gamer. I think what was really good about Max Duggan is this guy's a gamer, and Dan Campbell loves those type of guys, so for sure. Malik Cunningham, potentially, I think he's going to be a 4th round pick. That area, we don't got a 4th round pick unless we trade back or trade up. So that's options there. Let's get into pick 6 here because this to me is interesting. We got 8 draft picks right now. And I'm going to tell you right now, with the 8 draft picks that we do have, with the roster that we do have now, with the additions in free agency, not all 8 people are going to make the team. If you're to have 8 players drafted, not all 8 players going to make the team. I think 2 or 3 could not make the 53. They go to the practice squad or get picked up by another squad. So, if that is the case, would you be willing to move up from 6 to 3 and give up a draft pick or 2? Would you be willing to do that to secure yourself a Will Anderson, if that's who you like? Is that something you would do? Personally, I would. I have no problem with that. Getting a blue, if you think that Will Anderson and Aiden Hutchinson be your bookends, and you mix with Charles Harris, with Romeo Okwara, Joshua Pascal, this whole defensive line, and you do that knowing that you got 8 draft picks, not everyone's going to make the team. You get yourself the 2 most dynamic young edge rushers on a team on this defensive line. Hell yeah, do it. If you think that's what he's worth it. If you do, because Arizona is up for trade. They're wanting to trade back. And I think you can move up from 6 to 3. And all you got to do is probably give up maybe pick 55. And if you want to throw in maybe a Jeffrey Kuhn, just FYI, I don't know what's going on. Or if you want to pick up like a 5th or a 6th round pick, throw that in there. You could do that. And that makes it to where your guys' players or the Lions players that they drafted generally make the team, because that's what you want to see. You don't want to see these guys get cut, go to another team like Ty Johnson, like we've seen multiple times. It really annoys us. You don't want to see that. So let you guys think out there for that. Big V structure, BD Buster. I'm waiting for it too. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's eating a lot of food and he's unable to make the restructure, but 100% I'm with you. That should happen. Absolutely should happen. Just hasn't happened yet. Or would you go from 6 to 3? Or would you go from 6 to 11 and pick up a 2024 first round pick from the Tennessee Titans? Say you pick up maybe a 3rd round pick this year and a 1st round pick next year. You'd have 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. You could take a 3rd and a 2nd and move back up in the 1st round and get another player. And so that alleviates the problem with players not making the team for your draft picks. You get a 1st round pick, and you get a 1st round next year to do whatever you want to do in the NFL draft, where, hey, if you want to go up and get a player you like, you could do that. Say if Jared Goff plays great, awesome. Then you have 2 1st round picks. You're like, you know what? There's that wide receiver out of Ohio. He's one of the best receivers to come out, I think, since, Calvin Johnson or Jamar Chase. I would love to add them to a team, or if they want to get a tackle, if they feel like whatever they want to do, you'd have 2 1st round picks. I think those are the options. All honesty, I'm going to be quite frank with you guys. I don't want to stay at 6. I want to trade up or down. I really don't want to stay at 6. Unless a premium talent somehow falls, I don't want to stay at 6. I really would like to go up or down. Jamar Chase the Daniels. Guard, could be an option too. You're actually 100% right, Bo Griffin. There's no doubt they could actually take a guard in this year's draft at 18 or in the second round. You're 100% correct, because we don't know what's going on with Big V right now. They still ain't restructured him, and even if they do, you could continue to make your strength a strength, but I don't think they're going to do it this year because they got Glasgow, but it's an option for sure, and I'm not going to complain about it. Second option, trade down Marvin. Oh, I know. Oh, he is a phenomenal player, by the way. And we got a super chat here from Steve Shattuck. $4.99 super to Lions Nation Unite. Show some love to Steve in there. 2S right there. Don't you think trade to 3 unless there's a quarterback you really love? Don't think you trade. I would like to trade to 3 because I don't think there's the quarterback that you're going to like is going to be there at 3. I believe Stroud. Let me put this back up here so it's up there. I think Stroud or Bryce Young goes 1 or 2, either which way. Then you're sitting at 3. Could you go Anthony Richardson? Yeah, you could do that, I guess. Will Levis, not worth it. But Will Anderson is such a talent on that defensive line. He is the one guy that's going to be a surefire blue chipper. Now, we thought it'd be 2 with Jalen Carter, but with the question marks now from him, it's like, ugh. You know for fact that Will Anderson's not going to be liked. So that's an option. Okay, so there is no breaking news this video. I did not do breaking news. No breaking news. Not of yet, unless something happens. I keep refreshing my news thing. So nothing yet. No, not with DJ Chark, not a signing. And I seen we signed McQuaid, the long snapper. It don't take long snapper off the 6. No, I'm just playing about it. We got long snapper we got from the Dallas Cowboys, so he'll compete to make this roster. That's funny though. We definitely long snapper at pick 6 would be something that Quinn would do for sure. Noah Sewell. I don't know if Noah Sewell. I think he's a 3rd round talent. I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Bo. I think he's a 3rd round talent. I like Trenton Simpson, Campbell, Heenley, Drew Sanders. I like them all over him right now. So I think he could fall the 3rd round. Wanting to sign Cam Newton must be Rico, sign Cam. Those two are Cam Newton. We're not signing Cam Newton. I don't know where that one came from, but we're not signing Cam Newton. My top free agents right now, I'm going to be 100% with you. I don't want to spend a whole lot more in free agency. I think backup quarterback, that's not going to be a whole lot. We're like at $2 million, so it doesn't really matter. And DJ Chark. In all honesty, I think the rest is the NFL draft. I think the rest to upgrade this roster, the NFL draft. Because we got a damn good roster right now. It's really good. And you're going to have to cut good people too, because you got to make the draft. So in all honesty, just get a backup QB that's a QB2 for $2 million or 1.5, whatever it is. Turn around and see if you get if you don't get DJ Chark, great. If you do, great. Either way, I think that's pretty much it for the Detroit Lions. Let's go ahead and focus on the NFL draft. What linebackers are you taking in the draft? I like Trenton Simpson. One, I get conflicting reports where he can go. For sure, he gets 2nd round or 1st round. Jack Campbell, I think, is the prototypical linebacker for Detroit, but he's flying up mock drafts. I'm seeing him now being picked in the 20s. So he's up there. Those are my 2 guys for sure that I like. The other, Heenley, I do like him. Drew Sanders, I like them. I like those guys. I like them all. They're really good players, and I think that's an option for Detroit. Folks, it's the mailbag time. If you got questions, I do have some answers.
Combo breaker!
Go ahead, do hashtag Lions. I'm going to miss your question. It's going to happen. I will miss it. Just repost it, copy, paste, repost it, and then I'll try to answer it there. 89 likes. Let's get to 100 likes. We get to 100 likes. We're going to do an ultra combo.
Got him!
We got a question here. That was quick. Oh my God. I'm going to have to. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Let me show my face a little bit more. We got technical Jeff Lions Nation. If the Lions think Seattle take Carter, do you think we should trade up to 3 to get him? No. If they take Jalen Carter, I don't think they're taking Jalen Carter. They just signed 2 defensive tackles, one to a real expensive deal. I think they're going to go edge there, Tyree Wilson. But no, if they're taking, I have Will Anderson now above Jalen Carter. That's what I got. So that's what I would be doing it for. If I miss your question, repost. Combat Sack, hey, I love that name, by the way. You've been on here for a long time. 4 years you've been on my channels. Hashtag Lions, hey, Mike, what are your thoughts on Bears buying themselves out of trouble? My thoughts is that's what, they had $100 million in cap space. You have to spend the money. I think they overspent for sure on linebacker. My question is, where's their tackles at? They spend money in defense, but you need to get an offensive line or you're going to freaking kill Justin Fields. That is my thing for him. So, look, I don't care that they spend it. It could be a bad move for them. Maybe these guys end up sucking, but they have so much money, they had to spend it somewhere. So I get it. I get it from both perspectives, but I don't believe buying your team. I don't believe that. I like the Lions route that they did is building through the draft and get selected free agents like we did here. We got selected free agents, but primarily, like if you look at our blue chippers, they're all the draft. Aiden Hutchinson, Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, Frank Ragnow. You look at all the players that Kirby Joseph, Tracy Walker, these guys that we drafted, and that's how you really build a football team. Cameron Woj, hashtag Lions, Bijan Robinson's at 6. It's crazy with our offensive line. I wouldn't take him at 6. I'd take him at 18. I think it's a little bit too early to take a running back or Bijan Robinson at 6. The reason why is I would like to complete this defensive line, get it 100% done, just like we did with the offensive line, complete the defensive line right there. And I just think it's a little bit rich. Look, if they took Bijan at 6, I'm not going to cry about it. I'll understand it. That's just me personally. I know like TA, Raw Detroit, he'll take Bijan Robinson at 6, no problem. And there's other people, I'm sure you guys in there, that disagree. So hell yeah, take him at 6, and which is perfectly fine. That's just my thing. Would I be upset? No, but I'd say 16 would be the spot for Robinson. What about taking offensive tackle, make him play guard this year, next year, release Decker, 11 mil caps, Jonathan, and that's something they could do. That could be a curveball that they do. I actually heard that on Woodward Sports this morning. It was Neil Rule was talking about that. And look, it makes sense. If you look what the Philadelphia Eagles did last year, they drafted DT. They've drafted a lot of players. That was not just for this year. A linebacker like Nakobe Dean is actually for this year. So all these Eagles went and left in free agency, but they drafted their replacements last year. So Dean in. That's just what they did. So I think that's an option for the Detroit Lions. If you go ahead and do it and you take Skoronski, that's who it would probably be. I'm not going to complain about it because you're building this team for the long haul. And if you feel like, look, Skoronski, you could throw him in guard right now, and next year you throw Penei Sewell left side, Skoronski to the right side. Your offensive line is still young and good. I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. I wouldn't complain about it. I still prefer to go defensive line. No doubt about it. That is my prefer there, but I'm not going to complain about it. We got a $20 super chat from Mike McCall, a real one. Mike McCall, first, your name, awesome. Second, your last name is awesome, just like your first name because it's Mike. And thank you so much for the $20 super. Hashtag FGB. I love that. 2 things. What do you think about cutting Kabinda? Says $2 million. Has still been a fan over 50 years. I do not remember this type of confidence in our team. I can't wait for the season to start. They could cut Kabinda, but Dan Campbell absolutely loves Jason Kabinda. He absolutely loves Jason Kabinda. So I don't know if that's something they're going to do because they absolutely love this guy. Would I cut him? I don't have no problem cutting Jason Kabinda. It saves money. Is he like the most integral part to this team? No, I think you can find fullbacks pretty much anywhere. But I don't think they do just because they love him. And let's see, it saves $2 million, but I agree with you. It does save money. The hype for this team is real, folks. It's real because they built the foundation the last 2 years in the draft. And the draft has worked. It has worked to a T. So when you build a foundation in the draft and you're in year 3 now, You went 8 wins out of 10. Your defense was bad. You know your offense is good. And you're like, you know what? Free agency, I'm going to secure this defensive backfield. And in the draft, I'm going to finish everything off. Right now, I think you compete with the 49ers and the Eagles. Last year, we almost beat the Eagles. It was close. If we had the roster we do right now, we beat the Eagles. Eagles went to the Super Bowl. I think the Detroit Lions are one of 3 teams that can. I know it's going to sound Kool-Aid drink, but if you know me, I'm not a Kool-Aid drinker, guys. I've been down on the Lions for many years. The Lions can make the NFC Championship. They can. They can beat the Dallas Cowboys if they're to win the division. I think they could beat the Philadelphia Eagles if they win the division. I think they can beat the Giants if they're a wild card. I know they can beat the Minnesota Vikings. They did it last year. What do you got? The Los Angeles Rams? I don't even know they're going to be there. Seattle Seahawks, I think this time it's a different story. Putting all those points, all we had to do is make one stop and we can win the game. I think the Lions have a chance to do it. So buy the hype. Absolutely. And I know TA, my guy, Rod Troy's like, calm down, Mike. You got to do it first. I get it. But when I'm looking at this roster and I'm looking what they're doing, this team can compete with any team in the NFL right now. And it's not like this is the AFC where you have the Kansas City Chiefs up there. You have the Chargers. You have the Jets who's going to have Karen Rodgers. You got all these freaking insane teams. This is the NFC. It's different. It's weak. I think the Lions, you should buy the hype. Drink the Kool-Aid. I'm getting fans from other fan bases saying, I got the Lions going to the Super Bowl. Good Morning Football had the Lions going to the Super Bowl. I think it was yesterday, the day before. Do I think they're going to Super Bowl? I'm going to lower my expectations there. It's win the division first and then win a playoff game. But can they? You would have asked me last year, I said 7-8 wins. You asked me this year, yeah, I think they get to 11, 12 wins. I think they can, 100%. If I missed your question, repost it, folks. I am not ignoring you. I just missed it. Absolutely missed it. Hashtag Mailbag. What's your thoughts on T.A. Perry? Have not done a lot of work on him. Sorry about that one. I will get back with you on it. Den of Doom and Nolan Smith pairing him with Houston. It depends where Nolan Smith is going. I'm seeing him blow up draft boards. I don't think they would take him at 6 or anything like that. Would he even be there at 18? I don't know. He's been blowing up draft boards. He has been. But look, he is. If you want some bookends and you decide not to do that at 6, that's another. Hashtag Mailbag. Do you see Nolan Smith being the next Micah Parsons? Ooh, I'm not going to say someone's a Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is one of the best defensive players in all of football. Could he be? Yeah, but to compare him to that right now, man, Micah Parsons was just amazing from day one. As a rookie, it's really difficult to do that. But look, the ceiling, yeah. Do I want to compare him right now to it? No. It's like comparing to someone coming in and say, well, this guy's going to be Jamar Chase, or this guy's going to be a Micah Parsons or an Ndamukong Suh as a rookie. It's really difficult to do what those rookies did as rookies. Rookies generally take a little bit of time. Man, oh man. But if you can be that way, it's great. On paper, we look good, but we still have to get the job done. Just like every other team, TA, they got to get the job done too. And barring injuries, just like all 32 teams. If you lose Jared Goff at the beginning of the year, season's over anyway. You ain't going to do a whole lot. You got to have the quarterback. If we move back at 6, who do you think would be Atlanta or 5th? I think it'd be Tennessee Titans. Tennessee. Do you think they like Tannehill? I think they're pretty much done with Tannehill, in all honesty. I think they're done. Holy smokes, we got 12 people. I think they're on Facebook. Go ahead and like it with the Facebook like. I think Tennessee would be it because they need to get a quarterback. And I think Will Levis would be the only quarterback available if available at 6. They might go 1, 2, 3, 4 in quarterbacks. I know Todd McShay did that today. I think that's correct. It legitimately could go 1, 2, 3, 4. You're breaking up. You're breaking up. I hope I'm not breaking up. It legitimately could do that. But if there is a quarterback available and that is at 6, it would be Will Levis, and I think Tennessee Titans makes a lot of things for you. Hashtag Mike, ACL versus fifth-year option, Hendon Hooker. I would take Hendon Hooker in round 2. Round 2. That's what I would do. It's going to be cheaper for the quarterback position again, and I think that's where he falls is round 2. I don't know exactly where in round 2, but I think that would be a nice spot for him. What's up, Darcy Meville? Ooh, I just moved. Facebook right there. Darcy doing his YouTube thing over there on Facebook. Detroit Lions News is a YouTube channel as well. We got my guy 9 Drinks in the building. Love my 9 Drinks. We're going to hang out. We are going to hang out at Sandy Pines. We're going to go on a boat. Maybe have a few cocktails. And maybe we'll get the I get my kids on the back end and flying down the road with a boat and having them boo and fly off into the water. Sounds like a plan. Let's see here. Hashtag draft wide receiver at 18. JMO and St. Brown are the only 2 receivers signed past the season. Look, Rick, I agree with you. I think they could go wide receiver. I think what this free agency has done is allow them to do that. And I'm not going to be upset. Now, before free agency, if you'd have said take a wide receiver at 18, I said, man, come on. No. But now they sort up that back end. It's like, okay, now I don't have a problem with it. And getting that 6'4" wide receiver, 6'3", 6'4", that runs a 4.3, 40. He's got hands. Ooh, you can have team of dreads, him and Jamison Williams out there. Oh, my God. Amazed that Bryce Young is so high. He is Kyler Murray. He's Kyler Murray's size, not attitude. Kyler Murray right now is kind of immature, plays video games. Bryce Young is completely opposite of that. I don't think you have to worry about him from trying to grind. But do you got to worry about his size to get a hit? Absolutely. I think that's something you do got to worry about, his size, and that's something that teams are going to have to deal with when it comes to the NFL draft. But he is a killer player. He absolutely is. Hashtag Mailbag, do you think you'll be up with DJ Signs at 2 in the morning? If my wife wakes me up, because she gets the alerts as well, she'll wake me up. Look, if it happens at 2 in the morning and she wakes me up, I would make a video right then and there. But if I wake up and it's 6 in the morning and then I see it because it happened at 2 in the morning, I will make a video then. But I have to be woken up. Got to be doing. But I got to say, every time I wake up, I don't know, 2, 3 in the morning to take a leak, guess what I do? I always check my phone to see if something happens while I'm standing there. So I'll check my phone to see if anything happens. So it happens every single night. And that's just what I do. Hashtag Den of Doom. Oh, I'm going to miss a lot of questions. I'm really sorry, folks. We got 329 in the building. I'm going to miss your question. Just repost it. Hunter Carpenter. Hashtag Den of Doom. Drafting AR-15 for quarterback of the future while utilizing him as a Taysom Hill type of role while we still have Goff father. That's an option. I know a lot of people would be upset if they take Anthony Richardson. If he's not going to fall to 6, you'd have to trade up. You'd have to trade up to get him at 3. So just an FYI. If you want to get AR-15, you got to go to 3. But you would have those specific plays for him on the 3rd and 1s, the 4th and 1s. You'd have the Wildcat offense, and you sit there and groom. I know a lot of people will be mad if they were to take him. But and I say this to myself. So I'm going to say this to you. I say it to myself. I say it to TA all the time. I say it to the guys of ICE. I say it to everybody. Just trust Brad Holmes. Whatever he does, even if it's a pick I hate, if Brad Holmes takes it, I'm going to say it back and say, you know what? He knows what he's doing. That's what I'm going to go with. He knows what he's doing. So I may just put that out there. If we're mad about it, just remember, he knows what he's doing. And we got my man, Dr. Detroit. See you at, hopefully we hang out at Dr. D. This time, we hanging out the whole time at training camp, by the way. Let's hang out, man. Maybe get something to eat. If you ain't working, we go out and get something to eat. Hashtag, which linebacker actually fits the Lions? I'm going to assume that was the ending there. Trenton Simpson, sideline to sideline. He can pass rush. He can step back. He can go forward. He's fast. I think he would fit well with what Aaron Glenn wants to do defensively. If you're wanting to get a player like that, remember, they've met with this guy multiple times now. I mean, they've really met with him. So they have an interest for Trenton Simpson. I love Trenton Simpson. He's my LB1. for what they're going to do. He's very fast. And you've seen what Alex Anzalone did at the end of the year, how he was just running through there and tackling the running back. Trent Simpson would be the same way, but a little bit better. And he's just a better player all around. But if they don't go that route, Jack Campbell, I think, would be a perfect linebacker for the Lions for the next 10 freaking years. He is the prototypical Spielman type of linebacker, and that's why he's flying up draft boards. So I think it's a home run for both those guys. I know a lot of people may have Campbell ahead of Trenton Simpson. I have the other way around. I have Trenton Simpson ahead of Campbell. It's pick your poison. What one do you want? I'll be ecstatic for both of those guys. I'm not sold on Goff yet. I need a whole season. Well, look, what's good about the people that are not sold on Goff, or the people that hate Goff, or the people like me who is just like, I take one game at a time. I think he did great last year. He's got 2 years left in his contract. There you go. So like, it doesn't like it. We just take one game at a time. You know what I'm saying? So Goff exceeded my expectations. I'm not going to complain about Jared Goff. Am I a Goff lover? Like, am I a fascinated Jared Goff? I want to talk about him every single day and give him hugs and kisses. No, he's just a player on a team. I put the team before the player. Do I hate Jared Goff? Absolutely not. Do I think he's the worst? Man, no way. I think right now he is playing like a top 10 quarterback. He is. And what makes Jared Goff's game, what I love him the most about his game, and maybe a lot of people don't like it, and I could care less, but this is my feeling, he don't take as much chances as Stafford did, and that results in less turnovers. When you lose the turnover battle, you lose the game. Last year, every time we won the turnover battle, we won the football game. So that's all we need from Jared Goff is don't be a stupid idiot and consistently turn the ball over. He does that. He's great. Like, hell yeah. Hey, like, happy. That's all I want from the guy. And he does that. He's a top 10 quarterback, and he will continue to be that way. So if he plays good, great. If he doesn't, you probably draft a quarterback at some point. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm happy either way. Tim Hutchinson, what is going on with you? OT at 6. I had this Bobo question asked earlier, and it probably came from Woodward Sports, Neil Rule, but it's a possibility, right? If they think that Taylor Decker, we're going to let him walk next year, not this year, but next year, then we go ahead and get the tackle right now. He can play guard, right? You move Penei Sewell in 2024 to the left side. You move him to the right tackle spot, and you're good to go. So it's an option. Still, I prefer to go defensive line. I just want to finish it up. I'm just one of those guys that just finish this thing up so I don't have to hear about it anymore, and I'm good to go, right? But if they do that, I'm not going to be upset. Lisa says, #Lions, if we trade back to 11 and take Quentin Johnston and take another position, 18, what defensive tackle would you target later in the draft? Kalijah Kancey. I really, really love Kalijah Kancey. I think that is a person you could take at 18. Legitimately could take Kalijah Kancey at 18. He is the size and everything of Aaron Donald. And is he Aaron Donald? We can't say he's Aaron Donald, right? Aaron Donald is a league of his own, but Aaron Donald is a great player. I will get to your question, the rest of your question there. Nick L, $5 super sticker. Shout out to you. Super sticker by Nick L. Nick L gets all the love. Holy hell, we're at 133 likes. Why didn't you tell me?
Ultra Combo Breaker! Ultra Combo!
That is for you guys for getting to 133 likes. And if you're in Facebook, hit that thumbs up, man. Let's get to 3 thumbs up. Right now, we're at 2. To finish your question, no, you could do Mozzie Smith, right? He's an option, I think, in round 2. He was a round 3 option, but right now, he's moving up the draft. I've heard people say take him in round 1. I think way too hard for me, but you can do that. Gervon Dexter is another player. You could take, I think it's a round 3 prospect. There's defensive tackles you could take if they didn't want to go there. #Lions. What about Torrance at 18? That is an option. It is an option. I think it's less likely because I was got told that Big V is going to stay here. Halapuli Vite will stay here, take a pay cut, but the pay cut hasn't happened yet. But if they're like, you know what? We don't think Jonah Jackson should come back next year, or we don't believe in Halapuli Vite next year, hell yeah. Get him done, man. Oh, yeah. Look, I love Osiris Torrance. And I have no problem drafting O'Cyrus Torrence. I don't make that up. I'm like, you put him. Can you imagine this? Frank Ragnow, O'Cyrus Torrence, Penei Sewell. Good luck. Good luck. Yeah, I mean, that's just what's going to happen right there. Antonio Jenkins, hashtag thoughts on the trade with the Colts for DeForest Buckner. You're saying that DeForest Buckner's on the trade block. I don't know how much his cap space is. I haven't really looked at a DeForest Buckner trade, so I don't know what his cap space is. I honestly don't even know his age. He's got to be in the 30s, right? Because he started at San Francisco and then got traded to the Indianapolis Colts. Preferably, I would just probably draft a defensive tackle. In all honesty, I would probably just go that route because there's some good guys you can get in there for sure. I'm still wondering about getting Miles Jack. He was a big want last year before Pittsburgh. Your thoughts? Yeah, TA Raw Detroit. You gotta subscribe to TA Raw Detroit, by the way. Great channel there. Does Detroit Lions content. He actually made a video about Miles Jack. If for a rotational player, absolutely. But we got so many now. I think like hybrid linebacker and edge rushers that they're probably not going to do it. Probably not going to do it. Let's see here. Max Duggan or Bennett. I'd take Duggan probably over Bennett. I'm not going to lie. Bryce Young played with JMO. If he falls to 3, the Lions go up and get the quarterback of the future. Well, if he falls to 3, I would be absolutely stunned because I think he's going to go in the top 2. That could be an option. Bryce Young is a freaking blue chip quarterback. I know, look, you say his size, but this guy is a really good quarterback. He's QB1. CJ Stroud could be QB1. It's like A or B. Stroud, bigger size. He showed a lot in the Georgia game. He did really good at the NFL Combine. I'm sure he's going to do great at his pro day. If you're worried about size, you don't have to worry about him. Bryce Young, you do got to worry about his size, but his IQ is extremely high. He's a mobile, dual threat quarterback, can get it done on any part of the field off his back foot as well. So I just don't see him falling to 3, but if he fell to 3, you got to make a phone call. Just one of those things. We got a tour. Lions trade 6, 18 Akuda to Indy for 4th to 35. Kenny Moore, Buckner trade 4 to Vegas for 7th, and 38th for Renfro. First, I got to say, the Las Vegas Raiders are absolutely morons. Why did you hire a Patriot guy to destroy your team? You know, last year, they absolutely sucked, right? But the year before that, I think they got close to the playoffs or made the playoffs. Then they bring in the Patriot. And, we're going to trade the tight end. We're going to release Derek Carr. Now we're going to trade Renfro. Good. Will teams ever stop getting Patriots? Holy smoke, it's exactly what happened here in Detroit. Trade away Crondroy Driggs. We're going to trade away Deion Slay. We're going to trade this. We're going to release this guy. Good God. Renfro is a great slot receiver, so he'll go to a team. Who could, you could see a team like Chicago probably doing something like that, or Carolina Panthers. They need a wide receiver as well. So if they missed out on Chark, that could be an option. Mr. D Cool, go Lions. Why is everyone pushing quarterback round 1? The crop of quarterbacks next year look even more promising. I don't know if people are pushing it or they're just giving like reasons to things to happen, right? So I'm not pushing quarterback at all. I just go BPA, and it just depends how something falls, right? So if one falls that you think's got a great ceiling, no problem. I'm not going to push it. Am I going to, if Levis is there sitting at 6, I ain't drafting Levis at 6. That's me. I'm not going to do that. I'm not pushing quarterback. Just not going to do it. But it's just really how things fall out, How do you think the Eagles will do next season? A lot of people saying they're going to absolutely suck because they lost all these players. I don't think so. They drafted last year for this year to replace some of these players. I think they'll still be good. Jalen Hurts, a really good quarterback. They got a really good offense. I think they're good. They're going to win the division again, and they're going to be up there with the team to compete for the NFC Championship. I think the Eagles are a good team. They got Nakobe Dean. They just drafted really well. And for the future, your guys' team, or if you're a Philadelphia fan, if you're not, I tell you what, next year's draft for the Eagles is going to be ridiculous. You guys are going to get 500,000 compensatory draft picks. With all the players you lost in free agency, you're going to have like 20 draft picks. You have like 3 compensatory thirds and 3 fourths and a couple fifths. It's ridiculous, you guys. So, man, all I can say is that team is good for the long haul. The amount of draft picks you're going to get, just like this year, freaking 7 compensatory draft picks to the San Francisco 49ers. They got 2 drafts in 1. So I think that team's going to be great. I think it's great. What do you think about Drew Sanders? Can you imagine him and Rodrigo just flying around, smacking people? Oh, hi, I'm me. I definitely could do that. I could see Drew Sanders doing that. Look, you get a linebacker, you name a linebacker, and I will be happy with it because I do think the Lions need to upgrade the linebacker position like crazy, and I think they do that between 18 and 55. Drew Sanders would love it. I don't know about Malcolm Rodriguez, though. I know a lot of people love Malcolm Rodriguez. Look, Malcolm started out really good, but I think you've seen what he can do in like the second half of the season. If the Lions get a Drew Sanders, in all honesty, I think he probably takes more of the snaps of Malcolm Rodriguez than he does Alex Anzalone. I'm just saying. But I do like the young. You got Malcolm, you got Derek, and I'd love to see another young guy in there. For sure, for the future of this team. Like Alex Anzalone, I think he did the 3-year deal, right? You could probably void it after 2 years. But for sure. Sleepers in the draft. I've talked about this one, Apollo. Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He's a sleeper quarterback. You can get in round 5 now. Jake Haener. He initially was a 7th-round pick, but after what he did in the Senior Bowl, you can get him in round 5. Sleeper pick right there for sure. So if you're wanting to get like a backup QB, those guys are sleepers, and I would like them on this football team. And I tell you what, man. I think that would be good. Young, too, the edge rusher from Tennessee. He was a sleeper until he performed at the NFL Combine. Those guys you can get for sure for this football team. I don't know if Sewell is a sleeper. I know the Lions are interested in him. They've talked to him. Obviously, he's Sewell's brother. I think he's a round 3 guy. Before this season, he just didn't have a great season this last season. Last year, he played better. This year's kind of fall. Another sleeper could be, damn it, what's his name? I keep forgetting. If a name comes to me, I'll just re-talk about it. Overshown, yes, absolutely sleeper. Been talking about that for probably a year now. I've been talking about Overshown for a year. He's definitely a sleeper for sure. No doubt about it. We've been on, though, for an hour, and I got to get off really quick, and I can't think of that other sleeper. I'm really sorry. I know who it is. It's the safety from Alabama. I just forget his name. TA, I know you know the name of it because I talked about him a lot last year in the NFL draft. Why am I forgetting his name? It's just coming off the top of my head. I talk about it quite a bit. You could probably get him in if we end up getting a 4th-round pick like a trade back. Yes, Jordan Battle. That could be something that you can get in, like maybe in the 4th round. As last year, it was more of a 2nd-round pick. So throw it up in there. Appreciate it. Philip, everybody hanging out, man. We had a lot of people, 360 in the building. Bunch of people here from Facebook as well. You guys are freaking epic. You guys are awesome. I will be posting videos on Lions Nation Unite. If some breaking news happens, you know that I'm going to be posted on here as well as on my personal channel. With that said, folks,
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.